Helias wrestler Nikolai Karyaga and his family have been through an unthinkable tragedy, but together they've been able to keep pushing forward thanks to the support from their community. Every time Nikolai steps on the mat, he's reminded he's not alone. A special bond.
I worked 2 jobs.
Forever connected.
By the end of the summer, I saved up and won a 1977 Alfa Romeo Spider in an eBay auction by $3.
Through love.
She's really fun. Her name's Caroline.
And fate.
He always was asking questions about it.
Time.
It's hard because you never got to see the final product.
The ultimate healer.
When I was done, I took it to Jackson's grave because I had bought it right before he had passed away.
Jackson Karyaga was full of life.
He would smile even when he was in trouble. Of course, then he'd sometimes still go do what he wasn't supposed to do.
He was one of 6 Karyaga kids and one of 4 boys, all 4 wrestlers.
If you can make it through wrestling practice, if you can take the grind day after day, find your little victories, then you're a step ahead in life.
Jackson always tried to stay a step ahead of his younger brother.
We were only 18 months apart.
Nikolai.
We were always the siblings that would fight, but then 2 minutes later to make up.
They did pretty much everything together.
Almost everything.
He's too nice to be a football player.
Jackson's second sport was cross country.
Most people, when they cross a cross-country finish line, they're collapsing. No, he does a flip over the line. Goofy guy.
But on the mat,
high energetic kid, but when it came to wrestling, he really got serious, and he was good at it.
he still had his fun.
It was always like, hey, look at what he's wearing this time, you know. And it was always like, oh, Jackson, I like your socks, man. Those are funny. It was just like a trademark character.
In February of 2019,
It was surreal.
the junior wrestler made it to the state championship match.
I don't want to say that doubtful he was going to win. Like, we kind of understood that second was really, really good. Up in the wrestling room, we have a picture of all the state champions from the very first one to the most current one, and we thought he'd have his picture on that wall.
People were very eager to see what his senior season would be.
We did not realize the extent that he had been suffering with depression and anxiety, and we didn't know he had started cutting. Helias caught him before he attempted, and we are so grateful that we got 2 more months with him.
The night before, we were all sitting at the counter.
Things were really going better.
We were talking through plans. He had a college visit for Friday.
It was about a week before the start of his senior wrestling season.
He got the stomach flu, and we had all had passed the stomach flu already, and we just didn't even think about the fact that he had been throwing up the medication.
And so the pills didn't stay in his system, and he was suffering withdrawal.
He flipped manic in the night. He also struggled with impulse control issues.
And took the whole bottle.
It was done in a matter of minutes.
I miss him, but I'm thankful for the entire community.
The support was overwhelming and beautiful.
The tributes and gestures were endless.
There are so many.
I try and remember that, especially in the really hard times.
In what should have been Jackson's senior wrestling season,
Jackson was supposed to be our captain.
Nikolai was called on to step up.
At the first duel, Coach looked at me and said, "Can you do it?"
He wasn't replacing anything. He was the guy.
At the end of the season,
Like everything he does, he's just solid as a rock.
Nikolai was awarded Most Improved Wrestler
Last year, he'd be super proud.
after qualifying for state.
He's amazing.
He'd also be proud of his close friend.
That would have been his last year.
Tolton's Brant Whitaker wore different pairs of Jackson's crazy socks all season.
And I wanted to bring him there with me.
After winning a state title and completing an undefeated season,
The way it started and the way it ended was Jackson.
Brant pointed up to the Karyaga family in the stands.
It's just an instant connection, like, you know, we did it and it's all okay.
He's always with me, but life has to move on.
And with it came a global pandemic.
We're kind of COVID pros.
After winning a state football championship in December, Nikolai went right into wrestling season.
My goals this year is place in the top half of state on the podium.
Through all of the COVID-19 protocols,
We've actually had to have one duel where we wrestled in a mask.
Nikolai and the Crusaders have a chance to make some noise this March.
There's still a blank space on the wall. Someone's got to fill it.
Maybe so, with some help from Jackson.
I didn't realize how much it would show with the singlet.
It's his birthday. I got it a week after his birthday this summer. So every single match, he's right over my heart, right by my side.
That tattoo is symbolic of how Jackson made an impression on Nikolai's life and all of ours.
My husband and I both got tattoos on Jackson's birthday.
It's a reminder every day.
Jackson's always with us.
Jackson and Nikolai will always share a special bond.
On his birthday, I took it to my first car show.
They're forever connected
Ended up getting second place there.
through love
And I got my first place one in October of this year.
and faith.
It's hard, really hard. I didn't just lose a brother, but we all lost a brother. We all lost someone that we cared for, that we all looked up to.
Time
And just so suddenly.
can be the only healer. Nikolai says he's grown so much since his brother's passing on and off the mat. Just yesterday, the senior won the CMAC title at 152 pounds, the same weight class as Jackson. And Nikolai also wants to use this opportunity to encourage people to be kind and always smile at one another, because you just never know what someone else might be going through on the inside.